face behind the brand. I am your host, Monique Marie, and you are the athlete, the recording artist, the lyricist, the songwriter, Aaqil Ali.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Queen. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So tell everybody who Aaqil Ali is.
I'm who everybody else is. I'm just a reflection of, who we are, just trying to use my platform to be a voice, to talk about, all the transparencies that we deal with in life, whether the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm just a messenger. I just try to be a messenger.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I know I want to start with, of course, your love for football. So talk about, let's circle all the way back to the beginning. And let's talk about high school and college and who you are with the other wonderful profession.
Well, football is my first love. I've been playing that shit since I was like 7. In high school, I had a lot of good accolades, won All-State and things like that. But the biggest thing I learned was just loyalty. The lessons that you learn in football, the trials and tribulations, the wins, the losses, the arguments, the fights, just the grittiness that you deal with on a consistent basis is what kind of prepared me for life, music. College was a level up, became more of a business. I went All-American there. I did my thing at Erie Community College, balled out. I was 8 hours away from home. I had to learn to cook. I had to learn to, work. I had to learn a lot of, things that helped shape me, into like a man. And then, I went to University of Pittsburgh on a full scholarship.
Yeah.
And, the whole time I wanted to make music. You know what I mean? Music was always in me. Anybody who knows me, they know I come from a Mount Vernon is like a real musical city, a lot of talent. And so football helped shape me. It was my first life. I traveled a lot. I made some pretty, decent money, and I had some ups and downs, but it's my heart.
Yeah. Well, Pittsburgh Panthers, right? Am I correct on that? Pittsburgh Panthers. Okay. Yep. So you talked about your boy earlier. We want to congratulate him, Shady McCoy, on his football Super Bowl.
Yeah, he getting ready.
Made to the Super Bowl a second time around.
Yeah, back to back.
Congratulations. That's a blessing. That's a big blessing. So what would you say is, of course, who would you say your influencers are as far as when it comes to music? Who did you hear around the house, and what was the influence that you were hearing growing up?
Well, first, my father was a little bit older. So my father was into the Whispers, Earth, Wind and Fire, the Ohio Players. I grew up into that 70s heroin music, I call it. And then my mom, she's in the Luther, Diana Ross, Rick James. And I got into hip hop through my stepfather. He did like a 13-year bid for murder, allegedly. And he's from Queens. He's from Hollis, Queens. So he would just send me his tapes. Every time I would go visit him in the jail, he would just give me all these tapes. And I would listen to Rakim, Biz Markie, Raekwon the Chef, the Alcoholics, DJ Cool Herc. It was just so many different tapes where I would just pop them in. I would just sit home and just listen to them. So, I came into music knowing that if I ever did it, I wanted to be like kind of lyrical, because that was like the essence of the first artist that I heard. Everybody was rhyming, using big words, gangster, but still intelligent, and just talking about like life and how it resonated. So, those are like all my early influences. Then Nas, Nas and Method Man, in the early 90s, helped shape my cadence and how I wanted to start rapping and how I wanted to present my music. Amazing.
Well, talk to me about Fly Family.
That's my heart, man. Fly Family, created and orchestrated by G4 Jag. Fly Family, what it stands for is really, it means, taking care of your family before you get fly. Like, all of us got kids, families, and G4 really, we have these morals and principles when it comes to this music. Part of us being in the independent lane is to be able to be creative, to be able to be who we are. And we're fathers, some of us are husbands and things of that nature. So Fly Family embraced me. It was started in Harlem, 115 from Morningside. That's where my boy is from. And that consists of MP the General, L Biz, Ben Jesus, Q Stilla, Imperative, Mercy, you know, Shayna Ashley, Stars Coleman, me, you know, and then we're
Amazing.
under the umbrella Law Mob. So, you know, those are just, it's just a collective of artists who believed in me, who saw a kid from, you know, Mount Vernon, New York, and it's just like, yo, you just got to get with us, you know. So that was my first introduction, you know, into the independent world of hip hop.
Well, shout out to Fly Family, all of you. Amazing, amazing artists, amazing collective, I should say, of artists, and independent artists, underground artists, you know, where I think this whole shift that we talked about the other day, you know, it's not, you know, unfamiliar, COVID-19. I think it has caused a shift. So I think a lot of the shift with musicians is coming to the forefront also. And, you know, I've seen the representation, Times Square, I've seen it online, I've seen everything. So shout out to Lord Mob and your entire affiliation and your family. I think you guys are doing a great job.
We appreciate you.
So let's talk about Dirty Spirits, okay? Because that's how I found you.
Right.
the album.
That's love. Right.
Yeah. 9 tracks, different, Lonely Soul, Pimp Flow featuring the Mussolini, Focus featuring Shayna Ashley, Amazing, Reflection, Dark Days featuring G4 Jag, Utopia, which we came in on tonight, featuring Planet Asia, and Play With Your Heart. Absolutely incredible album.
I appreciate you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing.
And I know you mean it because you've been telling me for
I've been telling you, because I listen to every single lyric.
Right.
Produced by Yasanova. Am I saying his name right?
Yosanova. Same, any
Yosanova.
Way. Yeah, Yosanova.
Amazing.
Young king from Jersey.
Dope. So talk to me about the creative process of Dirty Spirits.
It was a new challenge for me because when I first started doing music, I was just kind of staying in one basket with my music. You know, I was just more into like just really just talking about a lot of science that people kind of was having a little trouble with, you know, like the average ear. So Dirty Spirits was just me just opening up my palette, tapping into myself a little bit more, and using samples and old school hymns to like kind of get my point across of what I wanted to kind of speak about. And my first album was called Visions of a Lost King, which is basically from perspective of growth. And Dirty Spirits is like me articulating, like, once you get to that frequency, once you get to a certain point, this is what you're going to see. And this is what I experienced. And I just kind of wanted to break it and just create experience with people and just let people know, like, you know, we all have a duality. You know what I'm saying? We have a yin and yang, you know, a good, a bad. And sometimes you got to tap in to your keen senses to survive out here. So basically, you know, I knew people knew me for being one way, but I just wanted to use Dirty Spirits to introduce another side of me and just challenge my pen and my cadences, and, you know, just try to give them a little different, like just a little bit more versatility, you know, with that album.
Yeah, well, definitely real, definitely conscious too at the same time, though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of conscious sound, you know, I mean, you could be dope and very, you know, hip hop driven with the culture, but still be conscious. And I think your message is very clear. You know, I was just trying to like literally paraphrase everything. It's so many lyrics to paraphrase. It's just like, well, damn, like, I mean, I can't, I was just trying to, you know, but it's just like, I just take it all in, you know, and then listen to it again, and then take it all in and just listen to it again. So, what would you say is the simplest truth you can express in words?
Love.
I love that.
Yeah,
Period.
love seems to be, you know, everybody has their own definition of love and how they express it. You know, I'm a firm believer that love is just an energy that can be expressed through words, through action, through feeling. I wake up with love. You know, love can be in so many different diameters. So like when I write about love, it's very fluent for me because it's really who I am. You know what I'm saying? So is the gritty side. The gritty side, you know, there's beauty in darkness too, but love is what I love to write about. It's like it's at home. You know what I mean? Whether I'm speaking about the direct aspects of it in a relationship or just about how I feel, I think love would be like the most fluent thing, you know, a simple truth for me.
That's beautiful, and it's the greatest gift of all.
For
So
sure.
that's powerful. So, and talk about the grittiness of it, because if you talk about a little bit of this industry that we know about, it can be very amazing. It can be a lifelong process, but it's also, of course, yes, very grimy. There's a lot of things, a lot of challenges. So let me ask you this: is the risk worth the reward?
With music,
Yes.
I think that's a choice you're gonna have. I think each artist has their own specific. I know you're asking me, but I'm gonna kind of dress it up a little bit. It's like,
No, go.
yeah, I know. Like for me as an artist, you got to make choices, right? When I first started making music, it was just more therapy for me. I wanted to stay away from the business. You know what I mean? But as you go along, your spirit gets stronger. You start to conquer like different things. You know what I mean? You start to like conquer different things. So me as an artist, depending on what you're writing about and what type of music you're making, if it's not from your heart and it's not you, then anything that you attract to yourself is going to make the music not worthwhile. I think the way that I'm doing it, being that I just write about, it's me. You know what I mean? It's me.
Yeah.
In different variations. There's definitely a lot of evil that comes with it, but you just got to be with the shits. Like anything in life, you got to kind of be like, you got to be intelligent with anything that you really approach. You know, music can be confusing if you don't know certain things. If you're not a stand-up person, if you don't know how to speak on behalf of yourself, you're going to get ran down. It's going to drain you. People are going to take advantage of you. But for me, I'm in a lucky situation where Flea is my brother. He's also the leader,
Wonderful.
but he's transparent. You know what I'm saying? He understands what I bring to Lord Mob, and all the way down to me, Fucks, even G4 Jag, who controls a lot of my music. So for me, it is worth it because I think in this moment in time, artists have more flexibility to do what we want to do, to present our message the way that we want. And there's beautiful people like yourself and the people who's tuned in here that actually buys and supports the music. So for me, being an independent artist for the last 2-3 years, I came into it, I got lucky. I came into it with genuine support. People buy my merch, they support my album. So being that I feel like my music is me, for me personally, I would say it's definitely work. It just is what it is. Take me out, you know what I mean? Because that's just how I approach everything. As a black male, you just got to be with the shits. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, and as it comes, you use your intelligence and you use your spirit to drive you through it.
Yeah. I like that. Absolutely. Because I mean, there's people, of course, who are watching and who are aspiring. There are artists, of course, who know a lot about, of course, their gift and their talents, but don't have any knowledge about the business. So talk about how important it is to, like how you mentioned, you have this wonderful, family, of course, these business minded people, but talk about still how important it is to dib and dab into your own understanding of, performance rights organizations and copyrights and et cetera.
Right. Well, for sure. If you're an artist and you're like a singer, right, and you're making like real great quality music where like you haven't really been coming out, but you have a great team behind you, get your credit right and sign yourself. I would do a label, type dynamic, because with your sound and owning your masters is very important. If you're a person who's only put out a couple albums and you're using certain beats and certain, you're gonna have a little machine behind you. You know what I mean? But then also, if you can find a genuine collective of people who understand the business, who really believe in what you're doing, which is rare, you can create a great bag. You can create a good, genuine bag. Like G4, for instance, you gotta invest into your craft. So I'll use me and G4 situation. When I first met him, I wanted a verse from him. He charged me for a verse, right? He doesn't know me. He doesn't care about what name I got. He doesn't know me. We didn't develop a relationship. So I came with my business. I brought $1,000 to the studio session. I made sure I got the food. I made sure I brought weed. I made sure I created an ambiance. He didn't even charge me. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even charge me. So now he didn't charge me for that. So now what happens is we start to develop a relationship. So the reason why you got to develop relationships first is because people put in a lot of pain. People put in a lot of work, and people ain't just going to give you resources and information if they don't trust where your spirit is at, if they don't really trust that you're going to take it and go to the next level. A lot of artists feel entitled. Look at me. I'm nice. My bars is this. I didn't come like that. I came wanting to work. I came wanting to earn my keep. And like I said, to get back into what you asked, the business aspects is you got to know your worth, but you also have to know when to listen. Because a lot of times people know more than you. And
Yes.
people want to know that you're speaking their language so they can keep feeding you information. If you're like, I know this, I know that, but your way's not working, then people are going to be very reluctant to work with you. So when it comes to the business aspects of it all, I'm under an umbrella of gangsters, but businessmen.
Yes.
So we approach it with love and seriousness. Like, we're not just trying to debo everything. We're really creating great music. We're sticking together. You know what I'm saying? We're communicating. We're in group chats. You know what I'm saying? We Zoom in the morning. We develop continuity. That's what they do in Atlanta. That's what they do. So people don't see this stuff, but this is what we're doing in New York. This is what Law Mob has figured out. It's like, yo, let's get together. Let's really do this. Let's get beats. Let's get beat makers. We put everything in a collective, and we just try to outwork the competition. And whoever it
I
is,
love
we're
that.
not really, yeah. So when it comes to the
Well, it's
business,
business, right? Like
it's
you
all
said, at the end
it's
of the day,
business.
this is
Yeah.
business. Like, yeah, it looks flattering and looks fun once the product is out, but that's exactly what it is. It's a product, you know, and you have to protect it and push it as such. Like the line you says, this is a product, so of course it sells. You know, it's a damn good product.
And you got to
you
be able
know?
to tap in and out. You know, like G4, that's my brother. When we speak in the morning and we're not talking about business, that's my friend. So we're talking about, yo, you want to play the video game? You want it? But then when he calls me at 12 o'clock, his energy is totally different. Yo, I need you to do this. Look, I'm getting the beat sent. We got a deadline. You know what I mean? So I know no matter how close we are in age or what it is, that goes out the window. He's the guy with the plan who's been proven to me that what he's doing is right. So you got to listen. You know what I'm saying? So that's my biggest skill was being able to shut the fuck up, because even though I came into it with my own grind, I came into it with my own things. You still have to be able to align your ego with other egos. And that's like the biggest skill. Like, that has nothing even to do with music. It's just about aligning yourself. And a lot of guys think that this is all about music, but music is the easy part. I can write music right now, but for the most part, it's just aligning yourself and just being humble enough to learn, listen, and adjust fast. And you got to adjust fast.
Absolutely. I see Planet Asia. I see you, and I see Clizzy
Houston.
He tuned
in? The guy tuned in?
Yeah.
Yo.
They stepping in. So, let me ask you this, because I'm still kind of old fashioned with it. I mean, I don't know if it's old fashioned, but even still now, one of my producers always tells me, I'm like, he's like, you're the only one that comes in with split sheets still. Like, is that?
Oh yeah, people don't know what those are. They don't know what those are.
I still use them. So talk about split sheets. Talk about them.
Split sheets is so you know what it is? When people don't know the business, right? They don't understand. Like, if me and you do a song right now, and we get a producer and we get a dope song, and we know we about to push it, a split sheet is just me and you saying that I'm gonna get your tax ID number. You're gonna take my tax ID number. We're gonna split down a percentage of what the song is going to do, so that way, when the song is distributed on any platform, we can get our money without worrying about it. It's not, and some people when you see that split, like, oh, you don't trust me. It's like, nah, like, let's do it right. So that way, give me your tax ID number.
Business.
BMI ASCAP. We're gonna do a split sheet, and we're gonna do it right. But like, the further you get along in the business, when that's a normality. But for some people, like, split sheet, like, what do you mean? It's like, because they don't really understand the little nuances of this business. You know, a split sheet is what you're supposed to do when it comes to business, especially for albums and people that you don't know, because it can have a good relationship at first. But that split sheet is going to solidify whatever happens. You're going to get your cut, I'm going to get my cut, and we can move on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, answer this. Do you feel that there's a difference between, I should say, elaborate on this. Is there a difference between a rapper and a hip hop artist?
Yeah and no. I feel like you could, so a rapper to me is a person who puts words together. You know what I mean? Like, if I can go cap, nap, rap, sap, and I can do it pretty efficiently, that's a rapper. You know what I'm saying? A hip hop artist is a different nuance. And that's what a lot of artists don't know. There's a lot of great rappers. There's some guys who really put words together greatly, but they don't know how to control a crowd. You know, an MC, hip hop means hip. Hip means that you're hip to what's going on. It's an intelligence to that. The hop is just a bop to the rhythm of the song. So that's what hip hop means. It's really an intelligent way of articulating yourself. You know what I mean? So like, an MC is a master of the ceremony. So that's what I am. For people who really want to know what I consider myself, I'm an MC. I'm an old school MC. I'm going to get on that stage. I'm going to take that mic. I'm going to control a crowd who doesn't know me. and I'm gonna make you love my music by being humble and just drawing you right in. That's what an MC does. You pick up a mic at a party and Dougie Fresh, all those guys, they're like MCs. So like a rapper is a person, you know, who can sit there and say diabolical, analogical, like, I mean, and put words together, very dope. But an artist or hip hop is a person who will take a line and say, you know, dirty pistol, nigga walk with anger, cause my mama crystal, sniffing white Madonna, runny noses, never mind the tissue, everybody floating, shit is potent, underlying issue, I'm taking all the custies, niggas jealous, now they plot to get, like you putting it together to talk to people, you just putting the words together, you know what I mean? So there's a little difference, you know, a little difference.
Well, well, that's like I said, a lyrical genius. It's more like what you a lyricist.
There go big homie AB.
I see AB Butler's in the building.
The legend.
Wow.
Love you, AB. Love you, AB.
Thank you, AB. I'm so humbled. I'm just sometimes I cheese from ear to ear because this is so much going on right now.
I knew so much. Because you got dope energy, man. You really did your homework, and I wanted the other artists to see this because I want them to see, like, you know, how diligent you are with the music. You surprised me even with the Zoom call prior, and we need this. You know, I want artists to understand we need people like you, like yourself, especially queens who are using their intelligence. You really broke down my lyrics, and when you called me, it was like, and for me, I was just like, yo, G4 Jag or anybody else, they'll love you. Flea Lord or whoever else, you know, that, you know, you bring on here. I think your platform is needed. Yeah.
Yeah, I thank you guys. I thank you so much because it's just like I try to include my business background, you know, in what I do. And I've always been a researcher in business development.
Weekly Rap Gods. I see you, baby. We got the heavy hitters.
Who is that?
Man.
Weekly Rap Gods. Yeah. So I just, I appreciate all of you. I just, it's important for me to have the dopeness too, because I need something good to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So, how would you say your sound has evolved over the last several years? Because you talk about the first album and then, of course, now with Dirty Spirit. So how would you say it has evolved?
I worked on my breathing. You know, it's crazy because, you know, people used to always like, yo, you got it. But then I'll get around certain people, you know, who've really been in the industry for a minute. They're like, yo, you good, but you got to work on your breathing. You know, slow down a little bit. You know, pronunciate your words better. So even now, I changed my cadences, and I just think that my delivery and my confidence has gotten stronger from just being in the studio with all these artists, G4 Jag, Mussolini, all these vets, Planet Asia, you know, getting school, getting tutelage. I think that's what artists need to go through. I think that's really like being developed. You know, so I felt like with Fly Family and Lord Mob, they did a great job of helping to develop me. By allowing me to take what I came in there with, but allowing me to just kind of, you know, just work on different beats and just different variations of how I wanted to present my music. So I think I just got sharper. I really can't tell you how better I got because I've really been in a zone where, I don't know, like, it's like I was in the studio the other day with Flea and Shady Ray, and me and Shady Ray was doing the song for his album. Flea heard it and was like, nah, we throwing this on a compilation. And I wrote this shit in like 10 minutes. I wrote it in 10 minutes. Like, I got in there, lit up a blunt, and was just, all right, I'm ready. And then when I did it, it didn't grow on me yet. But I'm so used to just writing and articulating and making it sound like it's that, I don't know. So then people's like, yo, this shit is like, yo, this is a hit. This is like, and I just like, I guess I'm getting better because, you know, I just try to stay, when it comes to rap, you don't want to get too high or too low. You just want to stay right in the middle because, you know, we go through slumps, depressions, all type of little different things. So when I'm going, I just try to make as much music as I can when my vibe is high. You know what I mean? I try to go in.
Yeah. And I think, you know, from artist to artist, I mean, just literally, I can be honest and say it. I mean, yesterday I was just like, I don't know what it was. And I thank God for my family. You know, one of my cousins is on here tonight watching, Joshua Tree Foundation from Oakland.
Okay, let's go.
My cousin Lynn, because she don't play this. She was like, we're not going to be having this depression and this anxiety and whatever. I don't even know what it was. Just like nervous, whatever it was. I'm human. But
they're all cousins. They all go together.
Yeah. But I admitted it, and I was just like, I don't know what's going on. And she was like, So like, you know, we're gonna pray over it right now, you know. So meditate, whatever it is we're gonna do, but we're gonna knock it out, you know.
For sure.
So talk to me about your inner peace, because yes, you are dealing with a lot, you're juggling, you know. So how does Aaqil Ali deal with that?
I set boundaries with people. A lot of people don't like it, but I don't even be caring because I've made it and this is going to sound kind of arrogant, but this is like my way of thinking, and it just has to be that way.
Yeah.
I've been more successful than a lot of people, meaning like as far as early in life, meaning like dealing with people, I used to sign autographs at like 15, 16, you know what I mean? So I lived like that life, and I understand how important it is to like not let new people just get next to you, not being easy accessible. You know what I'm saying? Knowing when I'm in album mode, I might not even want to talk to someone for 2 or 3 days. So I set boundaries with people. People who know me, they know how I am, but the newer people that I meet, they have a little, because sometimes I like to talk a lot, and sometimes I don't like to talk at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like if you're new and you're meeting me, we may chill with each other for 2, 3 days, and then you may not speak to me for a week, and it has nothing to do with you. It's just me wanting to recharge and get my vibe back, because I deal with a lot of people, especially like with the music shit. You know, you deal with, I mean, you get inboxed by all type of people, producers, you know, everybody wants to work and stuff. So you have to really slow life down.
Yeah.
You gotta, I take at least 2 days out of the week to recharge, where I'm not really recharged. I'm still writing music and shit, but like, if you're not in my inner circle or my peripheral circle, I got 3 circles. I got an inner circle, I got a peripheral circle, and I got an outer circle. If you're not in my inner circle, you're not talking to me. Like, you didn't work your way, your vibe ain't there. For me personally, I'm not judging nobody. It's just, if you're not in my inner circle, I don't trust you. I don't trust that you even understand me telling you I need to recharge. And I don't even want to explain that shit to people like that. So you got to be a little stubborn with it until people start to, because everybody has their system and it should be respected. Like if I text you and you're like, you know what, I'm really tired, I don't want to talk today. I'm one of those people like, yo, I totally understand you. I mean, if I don't speak to you for a week, I know that I don't take things personal, but other people, they attach to you. And that's why you have to create boundaries, because they might not be smart enough, or may not be coherent enough to know even what recharging is. Because some people live day by day by day, and they live in chaos. So you got to really like just let niggas know, like, this is what I do. You may not know how important it is, and you can keep, I mean, but I got to recharge. You know, my spirit.
No, I'm with it. I've been like that all my life. Like when people would talk about social distancing, when they were like, you know, when this first happened, I'm like, well, I've been social distancing for years, you know, so it should be easy.
This is home. This is home. Yeah. Van Poole, what up, family? What up, King?
I see my mommy on here, Black and Pink 2328. Hi, mommy.
Happy belated, Queen. She turned 25.
Happy belated birthday, mommy.
She's feeling 25. I know she's feeling good.
DJ High Volume. And yes, cousin, this is Merlot. My cousin asked me, am I drinking Merlot? Yes, I am. So let me ask you this. If you could change one thing about the industry, the way it is today, what would you change?
The insecurity.
Elaborate.
Insecurity leads into narcissism, right? And a false sense of self, which leads into ego. So a lot of these industry babies and people who's in the industry for a while, they weren't treated good. And they're like gateholders, you know, a lot of them. So like a lot of the business deals, a lot of the things that they do, a lot of these artists are ruthless. And it doesn't have to be ruthless. Like music is beautiful. There's a lot of money out here. Currency is an energy. So a lot of these deals that people sign, after they meet you, they meet your family, they know your intent, they know how much you love music. And for someone to look at you in your eyes and sign some crazy deal to own your spirit and soul, that shit is crazy to me. So for me, it's like, you know, it doesn't have to be that way. So one thing I would change is just the insecurity, because only insecure people consistently try to get over on people. And because we follow that whole patriarchal white man way of thinking, a lot of business guys, they think business is business. But in Africa, in the tribes, in the Tayano tribes, we always did things off of morals and principles. So that's been lost in the world, period. So with this music shit is like, because sometimes I used to get to a point where I don't even want to do music anymore. Like I'll stop anytime, because if I have to go against my integrity, my morals and principles, then that I don't care how much money somebody got. I don't care how much somebody offered me. I'll take my piece and take dirty spirits and go walk on. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I have no problem doing that. But the fact is, I got lucky. I'm with a great collective. You know what I'm saying? I'm with guys who think just like me. So, you know, I'm very fortunate. But for the most part, any type of evil I see or something like that, I'm not compromising my spirit, because I don't want fame or to be, that's not what I use music for.
No.
Anything that comes with that is just the universe working whatever way it's going to work. You know what I mean? I'm not really trying to be an artist and be like, y'all want to be famous, because I really don't even like what comes with the shit. Tell you the truth. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
crazy. It's crazy. I see Stars is in the building.
You see him over there,
Come
on Watch Your Eyes. Yeah, you see the junkie.
He called you the ghetto Gandhi.
Yeah, Stars is silly, man. Yo, stars to hit me in the morning, like, yo, what you doing? Yo, I appreciate you, my nigga, but yo, you wash your ass?
Cause he just said you Aaqil for president.
That's my boy, man.
He is so funny. I already know I'm gonna be laughing like, I'm just gonna be laughing.
Stars is he organically funny. So he didn't be trying. That's just him.
Yeah. So I like wordplay. Obviously, I like lyrics and lyricists. So I love wordplay. So I'm gonna throw out 3 words to you, and I want to know what comes to mind first. It's not a quiz. It's just whatever comes to mind.
Right,
so the first word is manifestation.
Manifestation to me, first words that come is creation. Manifestation is like things that's in your mind that you see, that you've been practicing over and over and over, and it's going to be created if you stick with it. So first thing I think about with manifestation is creating or creation.
Okay, good. I like that. Motivation.
Motivation. I'll even add another word, self-motivation. Motivation is definitely the energy that you need to fail and keep going, because you can have the perfect plan, you got the perfect intent, and you can be motivated, you can be highly motivated and still fail. But motivation will always give you that extra little oomph to get your ass up, excuse my language, to get your ass up and try again. So motivation is just effort, self-effort.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Monetization.
Spirit. You should always monetize your own spirit by knowing your worth. True wealth is in human beings. So the system wins automatically by saying, well, you're worth $20 an hour, when they create the money and they have an unlimited amount of money coming in their pocket. So monetization just goes into like self, really. Just know your worth. Your worth comes from your practice. Confidence comes from practice. So the more you work on the craft, the more we work on ourselves, the more practice we put in, the more confident, the more leverage we'll have, and we'll be able to monetize who we are and our intellectual property. So that's what monetization is. Intellectual property is very key. Your mind can make you money, and people can't own your mind.
Come on now. Yeah. Woo, that's king talk. I love it. So with that said, is it important to do what you love or to love what you do?
That's a good question. I feel like you can do both.
Mm-hmm.
Like music is something that I love. I love to do it, and it's something that I love.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I'm like abstract thinking. So I'm one of those people like, why not try to put both? But to really answer your question, do what you love.
Yeah.
Because when you do what you love, you're not going against yourself.
Mm-hmm.
When you go against your spirit, that's why like a lot of beautiful people at jobs. Now we know we need to work, and we know we need to make money. But there's a lot of talented people who had a lot of hidden talents and a lot of beautiful things, and they're not chasing that. They're at a job that they don't want to be at, that they probably became good at, but they don't love it. When you love what you do, it's not working. So, we don't have to work. We do need to get up and do things to provide money, but we don't really need to work or have a job. We should just have a purpose.
Yes.
And I think that a lot of the system takes us away from our purpose. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Like that. And you, King Aaqil Ali, you are purpose driven.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
I see you spoke up Yasanova.
Yeah, that's the young king right there.
Wonderful. Amazing sound, Yasanova. Super talented. And Star said to talk that shit. Okay, so speaking of Yasanova and Planet Asia and G4, Mussolini, you've collaborated with so many amazing artists, amazing people.
That's like bucket list stuff for me.
That's just like amazing to me. It's insane. It's crazy because they're just like, everybody is conscious and has something real to say. Who else do you see yourself collaborating with that you haven't yet?
Nas.
Woo.
Styles P. Me and Flea Lloyd. I got a couple songs with Flea, but I'm just talking like me and him just like really, but that's a given. But you know, me and Fleet Etho, I want to, you know, I want to do an album with Buck Wild. You know, a couple producers, you know, Pete Rock, couple producers. Let me think of somebody too. There's some artists that I would love to do features with, but like some people don't like each other. It's just I can't even mention. Like, there's be a lot going on in music shit.
I get it.
Yeah, but like just to someone that like Nas is someone I definitely would love to align with before he decides to, you know, give it up. And like Styles is from around my way. Many people have said we would definitely, you know, make, you know, some great music. I heard he's like trying to retire soon too. So there's a lot of dudes, you know, Method Man. I would love to catch Method Man and Raekwon, Wu-Tang. You know, I'm old school, so there's a lot of older artists like Nature from QB. I align with me and him is working on something. I got a feature with Sadat X that's coming. You know,
nice.
So a lot of the older greats, man. You know, a lot of those guys who really bring it.
Dope. So pre-COVID, before of course all this, you know, 2020, when concerts were of course still
Frenchie,
able to be able to go to concerts and, you know, venues before everything. When you would go to see some of these folks we're talking about, what does Aaqil, what are you looking for? What are you listening for? What are you watching aside from this great artist in front of you?
All right, so when it's weird. Like when you first go, you're like a fan, right? Like the first concerts I would go to, you're going there just to listen to the music and just to watch the artist. Once I started really actually doing music, the last concert I went to was JID. My boy manages him. He's down with Earth Gang, Dreamville. And now when you're going, it's like, okay, now I'm backstage. So now I'm looking at like his team around him. I'm looking at his demeanor, his mannerisms, how he's getting prepared for the show. I'm trying to take in as much energy and as much photographic memory to help me as an artist to see like what I would have to do once I get to that point. So then I look at stage presence. I look at the energy before and after the song. I look at how the artist is moving their hands, how they're articulating themselves. I try to look and take as much things and make it my way as possible, because that's really what you're supposed to always just be a student, I believe. You know what I mean? So I'm always trying to be a student when I'm going to concerts. I try to go there open-minded, so you're listening to the artist, not like a hater. You know what I mean? And you just want to just enjoy the moment and just tap in. So I'm half fan and I'm half student when I go to concerts. You know what I mean? And just
that's amazing, because, you know, someone told me years ago, like listening and hearing are two different skill sets. It's like, you know, we can hear with our ears, but are we actually listening? You know what I'm saying? So I'm finding more doing this through this journalism part of my life that, you know, I'm forced to listen, not just because I want to know more, but because I want to learn more. You know what I'm saying? I learn more from you all than anything, you know? So I totally could agree with that. Talk about your, you know, how your surroundings has shaped you in your creative sense. So you talk about these amazing businessmen and these gangsters and these experienced folks that you're around. But how, of course, has the surroundings been around with being around them shaped you in just this creative sense of becoming your brand, your product?
I feel like I'm in a very dope space, man. You know, I'm usually around. I mean, I could wake up in the morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, be on a Zoom call with some of the investors that I deal with, you know, and have some of that talk, which is, you know, which is dope. You know, just being in there with people who make a lot more than me, but they come to me and listen to me, and we're trying to develop things. And then midday, I'm on a Zoom meeting, and you know, I'm talking to Flea. I'm with G4. I'm with, you know, someone from Lord Mob, the Fly family. So, you know, and then we're all just growing together. You know, so it's just like some of us didn't know the business. Some of us was just roaming the streets for a while, but now they align with me. So I was a nigga who ran the streets for a while, but now I went to college. So like I learned the college, but I know the streets. So now we're all coming together, and now we're picking each other's brains. You know, we're kind of aligning. So it's just now we're just all rubbing off on each other. So for me, it's like I always thought it was dope for me, because I've always been one of those people who've been respected for just being me. I've never changed who I was. So depending on depending on the relationship I have with people is how they know me. So I be around people that everybody be scared of, right? Like people be scared, but like when they with me, it's just like it's regular shit. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just that people treat me their own way. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's just kind of how I just look at it. Like, I have my own relationship with people, and people respect me for just always just being me, never trying to be something out, you know, that I wasn't. I think that to the realest person in the world, they're going to always respect that deeply. So that's
Yeah.
what's always worked for me, being around whoever, whatever background. Is just like when they see me, I'm just a stand-up dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm very
Yeah.
expressive, and I'm also respectful. So
Mm-hmm.
I try to make people feel like they're. I try to make people feel like they're a person when they're around me. I think anybody can always remember how you make them feel. So yeah, I'm very
Okay.
fortunate. You know, I'm around gangsters, great people. I mean, I'd say the gangsters ain't great people, but I'm around a lot of militant movement, and I'm around a lot of love, and we all just make it all work. I think you need that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you need a little bit of everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
448, what up, Brian?
Absolutely. You talking about energy again, which is again is everything. You know,
Right.
it can be felt. It can be highly felt. I mean, it's people don't. A lot of people don't believe it, but I'm an energy person all day long. You know, so I totally agree. So you're very skilled at what you do. We know this, and that is a strength. So talk to me about a weakness that I don't know about.
I'm loyal to a fault.
Mm,
I'm too loyal. And I'm a Pisces, so I'm an
yeah.
empath. So I can
Mm,
feel, I see the good in people. So I can see somebody that everybody gave up on. And they're like, man, he's fucking this. And man, fuck him. And I'll look and be like, but like his heart, like shit is like kind of pure. We can kind of, and it gets me in, it used to get me in a lot of trouble. As I got older, like I said, I draw boundaries and create boundaries. So I know when I'm dealing with a demon, I'm dealing with a demon. But one of my weaknesses I would
mm.
say that I've been working on is my loyalty. I could be loyal to the wrong people sometimes. Yeah.
Oof.
Seeing the good in people
Jesus is Lord.
can lead you to like dealing with
Yeah.
narcissistic people. And so then I got to go from being a good guy to being a demon. And that usually happens from the bad mistakes that I make when I choose to be loyal to
Mm,
certain vibrations. Yes, that's one of my weaknesses, because if I
mm.
was a little bit more sharper, I probably wouldn't even have no problems in life like that.
Yeah. Well, you know what I've been doing lately? Especially with meeting people, you know, and again, people know that they're learning me by now. You know, I was off of social media for 2 years, so
Right.
to come back and be doing this, it's like, you know, this is who I am, you know.
Right.
But I ask for every person I speak to and come in contact with. I ask God to show me their heart right away.
Right.
I'm not wasting no time, and I got that from my
Right.
cousin Lynn, who's on here, Joshua Tree. She said it more actually. She was like, we talked about it like when you're meeting someone for a relationship. Well, just ask God to show you his heart. But I'm like, well,
Sure.
shoot, I'm gonna use it for everything, you know, and for everybody I meet.
Right.
Because I don't want to waste time. Akil,
Not for
I
sure.
don't want to waste
But
time.
everybody's intent.
So, yeah, you know, you said what?
Oh, no. You got it. I was like, yeah, everybody's, intent, if it's not pure. See, I could deal with people make mistakes. I make mistakes.
Yeah,
But as long as your heart is pure, then I know it's going to be derived in the right. It's just when people are ignorant
yeah,
to their own ways and they're not self-aware, a grown adult who's like that can be very
yeah,
dangerous. And they don't even know it. Like, it's crazy.
yeah. Absolutely. I didn't even know I could answer questions on here. Somebody's asking a question. Let me see how that works.
Oh, I think you could post it up, too, a little bit, too.
Let me see. Is Aaqil Ali going to the Super Bowl? Who is this? No, but let's see. Shady McCoy is going now.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going. I'm out of
His
here.
boy is going. Oh, you're going to be going?
Yeah.
When is it?
That's like my, it's probably going to be like 2 weeks.
Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, so I'm not going to post it. I guess we just answered that. So yes, he will be going.
Yeah, I'm definitely going. Because, I mean, like,
I
what it
don't
is,
even know. I've never used that before.
that's
You
really
going?
that's really like my brother.
Of course, of
Yeah.
course. When is
Do you
it?
mind if I smoke?
You said 2 weeks?
I can smoke with him.
Yeah. I can't hear you, but no. What'd you say?
You can't hear me?
You know, I don't smoke. You know, I stopped smoking. You know, I have to protect my voice. It's been almost probably 3 years.
No. You stay away from it.
Yes.
Yeah, you stay away. This is like, nice little. I got anxiety. It helps me with my anxiety problem.
Oh, yes, I sure miss the anxiety relief, you know. I mean,
Right.
oh, those days. Um, so talk to me a little bit about last year because, you know, 2020 was crazy, right?
Mhm.
We got COVID-19 and then we have the real COVID-19. I call it the pandemic one and pandemic two because pandemic is really racism. So racism was
Right.
ignited. We see it more, it's visible. It became more visible to people, you know, who are at home finally watching. So how would you say 2020 has made an impact on your creative process? Because you were still able to drop a dope album in the middle of a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So talk about that.
For me, what I did was I already knew martial law was coming. I've been talking about this shit for years. I'm one of them. So once it came, I was already just knowing like when you're inside, you got to recharge. You got to really program your mind to really stay focused on the things that you really want to get to where you need to go. So I know like this is going to make a lot of people kind of under weather. I knew a lot of people was going to stay inside. So I was still maneuvering around, ripping and running. And you just want to make outside count. You know, I was going outside, walking on the grass, barefooted. You know what I mean? Doing any little thing that I felt like I needed to try to give myself an edge. And music kept me away from like the news and seeing all the fear and what was going on. So I've been so locked up in music that my 2020 was great. It was besides a
Yeah.
lot of the transitions that we've seen to death, which
Mm-hmm.
is I'm used to, you know, it just happens. It is what
Yeah.
it is. The way I look at death, I don't really look at it as a bad thing. So like I didn't let that sorrow and a lot of those things really like lower my vibration because I just understand what this world is. You
Yeah.
know, it's based off destruction. You know, the moment we're born, we're dying. So you
Mm.
just got to know what comes with it, the good and the bad. So I just try to keep my perception in a loving perspective as best as I could. But I dealt with some ups and downs and, you know, little situations that, you know, kind of rattled my foundation. But for the most part, 2020 was a good growing experience. And
Mm-hmm.
it helped me get closer to myself. It just forced me
Yeah.
to get closer to myself. Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree, Aaqil. I think it was, I mean, I wouldn't have done any of what I'm doing, you know, any of it. Like all of it would still be, you know, clocking the clock and not doing what I truly love to do and not being afraid to do it,
Right.
you know.
Right. It's not easy.
So I definitely feel you on that. How would you say that the internet has impacted the music business when it comes to cultivating stuff like this, conversations, and allowing access to your fans?
Depending on how you use it, you know, it's good and bad at anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like Clubhouse. Clubhouse is a beautiful thing if you go on their network and really meet some good people.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Mm-hmm.
can use your internet and you got a business or you got music or something going, you can have fun on here and
Mm-hmm.
you got content and you can just be yourself and not try to take it too personal. The
Mm-hmm.
internet is creating a lot of mental illness. You know, a lot of
Mm.
people have become addicted to impulsive dynamics, you know, fast relief, likes, you know, all that stuff. Like I post stuff because I have to. Like I'm an
Yeah.
artist, so I want to keep
Yeah.
people intrigued with what I'm doing. But there's no dopamine attachment to where I feel like, you know, I need, you know, this type of emotion to make me go forward. It's just more
Mm-hmm.
like, so it helps because we can obviously, you know, we can talk. Your fans can be a little bit more closer. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people want to know, they want to kind of be involved in your life a little bit, not too much, but just want to kind of see what's going on so you can share a lot of little different things.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do good business and, you know, it could be a beautiful thing. Obviously, there's a lot of demonic energy on the internet, but
Oof.
you gotta know it exists. You know, that's
Yeah.
what anytime we come on here, we just gotta know there's gonna be demonic energy around, and
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, because I'll be like, you know, get thee behind me. You know?
Satan. You know, I mean, a lot. It's really real. There's a lot of demonic because a lot of beautiful people aren't happy with themselves. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the way it is. The system.
Literally.
Yeah, and people make fun of people like that. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I just understand it, and I just try to be a beacon of light or something.
Yeah, a lot of yeah, subliminal and messages, and then it's of course it's psychological. It's more psychological in here than anything.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
I was just having a conversation about this last night with my cousin, and just stating like you just really have to get what you're getting out of it, and you know, and do the rest to share with the world your music and whatever it is. But just like really understand it's all psychological.
So
you
it
know.
is, and just adjust. You know, I got better each year. When I first was a little bit younger, I should be on here wilding. My Instagram is very personal, and then once I got more business minded, understanding that I didn't want to waste my time on the internet, because it's a good internet day for me. I could unbook about get about 4 features. You know, get a videographer. You know, me and you, remember we spoke. Remember, you got a new video. Like, you can do so much stuff on here if your
Yeah.
mindset is geared towards that.
Yes.
You know, so you can do a lot of stuff.
Talk to me about Sweet Tings Treats. Sweet Tings Treats.
Right. So just to piggyback off of, well, I don't like to use that word, to pick up off of what you was explaining. I quit my job. Well, I got fired from my job. Let me stop lying. I was selling furniture, and I went into the furniture business because I'm used to hustling and being on my own. So after the NFL and after football was done, I had never really worked a job before. You know, I was just doing my own thing. So I went and learned invoice, outvoice, how to deal with people, damn near almost how to speak Spanish. And then you know, my girlfriend, wife at the time, soon, whatever, she was about to she was working hard, like, you know, working hard, and she had a skill. And I'm like, yo, like, a person who's worked most of their life and a person like me who's been fighting to be free sometimes don't do things the same way.
Yeah.
And sometimes a person like me can seem unrealistic because of the thoughts and the things I'm trying to create can just seem outlandish from the reality of knowing that you have to pay bills and you need money coming in.
Yes.
So I try to express to her, like, them little hours when you come home from work, instead of just getting on your phone, wasting that 2-3 hours before you shower and go to bed, let's study business. Let's figure out how to take your product. And so people will come to my house and they're like, yo, let me get some juice. Like, I make my own juice. You know what I mean? So they're like, yo, I want to drink all your juice, bro, but I'll pay you for it. I'm like, huh? She's cooking food. We cooking food in the house. She's making cheesecakes. People like, yo, I don't want to take the last cheesecake, but like, yo, I'll buy it.
Wow.
So that was the first, like, so the next thing I'm like, yo, I'm playing flag football and I'm playing semi-pro football and I'm traveling. So it's almost like hundreds and hundreds of people there. Sometimes there's no food there. So me, I'm always thinking about creating, you know, so I'm like, yo, we need to come in with the cheesecake. So we started coming in with the cheesecake, the banana pudding, the alkaline juices, and
amazing,
selling them and dealing with people. And I started selling them at my job. That's why I got fired, because now they wanted me to be a manager. I was doing well, you know, in sales, but they didn't even know I was selling cheesecakes. Like, yo, I'm like, you like cheesecake?
Wow.
Right in the middle of the sale, I'm selling furniture and I'm selling cheesecake and juices.
And
so because in my mind, that's financial freedom. If you can get 3, 4, or 5 different forms of income, I was just geared toward that. My family didn't understand it. You know, people didn't, because they've been working so hard most of their lives. They're looking at me like, nigga, you need to go do this. And I'm like, nah. When I'm different. I went to school for this shit. I studied the digital world. I know where the world's about to go. I'm not arguing with you motherfuckers. I'm about to start these businesses you have to follow. And then 4 or 5 years in, we you know, the business is still flowing. We're doing well. You start making an overhead and you take your losses, you learn, you create your brand, you brand it, and then you become a household name, and then you move on to something else. And then we start selling deodorants. And then, you know what I mean? Now I'm selling my merch. Yeah,
I
so
love it.
You just want to sell. I sell everything because I try to put pride into creating a service. I don't ask for support. Support is begging. You don't really got to beg if you just give something that somebody wants. Whether they want it or not. They're going to buy it or not. You know what I mean? There's no arrogance in it. It's just more like, this is what I'm presenting. It's either good enough for you or it ain't, you know? So Sweet Tink Streets is, I take pride in that because it was my 3rd business that I created. I created Higher Realm Speed and Agility Academy for underprivileged kids to be able to train under someone. So I'm used to people trying to hold me back and just fighting through it. So I'm one of those. Like, you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure out a way to do it.
Yes. I love that. I love that. That's amazing. So next thing you know, we'll be seeing you in Safeway with the rest of the juices and
oh yeah.
all the grocery stores.
Yeah, and for all my up and coming business people, for people who want to know the process and getting your juices in stores, because you may want to do it.
Yeah.
I have the juice in certain stores, like certain Jamaican restaurants, who allow us to do it because they know it's natural. But you got to send it to the chemist. The chemist takes whatever your ingredients are. They give you a table of contents. They give you the ingredients thing, a sticker, and you can put it around your bottles. And so for me, it's just like I got to a point where I became obsessed with not being the middleman. I look at the Wonder Bread truck like, well, who the fuck creates Wonder Bread? Like, who's actually making this? Like, who's putting it? Like, where's the factory at? Like, I want to know. You know what I mean? Like, who's distributing this truck? You know what I mean? So, like, when you start to think like that, you start to follow the money trail. And that's where you start to get into the information that they try to hide from us to make us think that everything's so outlandish to do. when it's
You
like we
are
can all do this
amazing.
shit.
Multiple income streams.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Multiple income streams. So what's next for Aaqil Ali?
Adjusting. You know, you just gotta adjust. Right now, I'm adjusting to like this rapper lifestyle because I really live music every day. You know, every day I'm recording, I'm doing a video, I'm doing something. So you just gotta adjust, slow it down. I got a lot of music coming. We getting ready to drop the Lord Mob compilation.
Oof.
Big. I'm on there like 3 or 4 times. You know, Fleet Lord show love. Fleet Lord used his umbrella and basically said, look, we're gonna go. He did 12 albums last year. This year he's gonna slow down a little bit because he's gonna do more of the executive producing things to make sure we all got the proper I'm be funny, but tender love and care with our
Yeah.
project. So that's what he's doing. He's listening to everything him, me, fucks, and the team. So I ain't gonna hold you. I can curse.
You can just be you. You already cursed like 5 times.
I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm gonna fuck him up.
You about to fuck shit up.
I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm gonna fuck him up this year, but like in real, I'm gonna do it in a way that a lot of artists just never really did it. Like I'm gonna do it in a very organic, hardworking manner that's just gonna motivate the rest of the artists. Like I'm not worried about who being better. It's just I'm not coming to play, so I'm just be working. So I got an album with Zaza God that's coming out soon. That's gonna be one of the first albums under Lord Mob this year. That's been done and tucked. I got an album with Imperative that's gonna come out soon. Me and G4 Jag got an album together that we put in tuck. I'm getting ready to work on an album with Me Fucks. You know,
wow.
You know, I got a lot of good features coming out. You know, so right now I'm just making music for 2023.
Wow.
Yeah, because like that's how you got to do it. Like you got to really be on it. Like it's like you can't keep putting out music. Like, you got to strategically put out music.
Yes.
So when you break down a year, it's 12 months, right? So you just look at it like, okay, I can reach out to all my people I do music with. Boom, boom. You can knock these albums out. You tuck them, and you just plan. So now I spend a lot of my time planning and trying to strategize. How do you want to present this music to the people without rushing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And trying to build some intrigue. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hold on. We got. Oh, hold on. The King.
Who's that?
That's Large Amount. That's the. He a legend. I got to give him his rose.
Oh, hello, Large Amount.
He a legend. I'm gonna talk about him for 2 minutes because I got to.
Talk about him.
He's from Yonkers. He's with D Block. He's still affiliated with D Block. Very articulate, intelligent young man from the gutter. Has a different rap. Has his own cadence, his own rapping style. Very witty. I went to his video shoot yesterday. Me and him linked up, and it was just all good vibes, man. Me, him, and Nature. I was talking about earlier. Him and Nature doing a lot of work. He got 2 projects out. Dharma 1, Dharma 2. He got Dharma 3 coming out. We just filmed it. We just did a video for Dharma 3.
Amazing.
Got to show love.
Real Large Amount. I'm gonna have to. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
It's amazing. We need to get him on here for an interview. Real Large Amount.
I sent you his remember, you know I work fast because you know I'm not a hater. I sent you his information in your DM. That was the artist who I sent you. If you check your DM,
you did. Okay, so that's him. Okay.
Right when I was next to him.
Okay, I'm gonna right after this. Then
yeah,
we'll be. Okay, I see him. Real Large. Yeah, I got that. I got that.
Oh, don't worry. You'll be flooded. You'll yeah. Because remember I told you. I said, look. I said, the way I do, like me, I'm not no Hollywood dude. You know, I'm just a regular person. But like, I knew that your platform is needed because of the questions you was asking me and the fact that you did a pre-Zoom meeting.
A preliminary. Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? I was like, yo. So it's like, I'm like, okay. So for me, it's just like when I'm around, you know, Large Amount and guys like that, he has so much substance, and he made it through an era where, like we was talking about, the industry babies, with guys like him, with threats to a lot of artists. He was better than a lot of dudes. So yeah, some guys ain't gonna pull you up. So the fact that he maintained through that and still maintained that now, this is gonna be his second win, and he's still.
It's amazing.
So me and him, he's gonna be on my album. Me and him gonna work. We're gonna organically cook up, and it's for the culture. Like that's why I try to tell guys, you gotta link up, man, but be organic with it. Reach out, humble yourself, and me and him gonna get in. We're gonna create some magic, man. And you know what I mean? So it's gonna be dope, man.
Well, I'm excited. I see you, Pro Longevity Fitness, Antonio. I see you. So yeah, I will definitely be reaching out to him.
Gutter, what up, Gutter?
I will definitely be reaching out to you, Mr. Real Large Amount. So tell us where we can find your merch.
2 places. I have the link right there in my Instagram.
Okay.
For all the beautiful people, because there have been people in my DM. You know, I did a new merch link. I call it the Vintage Dirty Spirits collection, which means it doesn't look nothing like my album cover. It's just a whole nother twist to it. Created by my cousin GS9 Tremaine, who's a, I gotta get this one correct. He's a book writer, but he got a lot of awards for that shit. But I forget. He's very profound in writing books. He does very well in books, and you know, his story is crazy. So me and him aligned, and you know, he did the fabrics and the designs, the embroidery. So I have the link right there. It's www.dirtyspirits.com. You know, www.dirtyspirits.com.
Okay. What's speaking of books, what's the last book you read in the last year, this year?
I read the Mamba book again, Kobe Bryant. I've read it a couple times, but you know, like, you know, Kobe Bryant was someone I didn't like growing up. Because I used to win championships and stuff like that, but I was just more of a little diva, you know, growing up. But then once you start to mature, you start to really understand this man, and he just became very profound in his focus. To pass people, if you're really into that, if a person's really trying to outcompete someone, you just got to stay more focused than them. A person could be way more talented than you, but if they're not disciplined and focused, they'll never go as far as you. So, like, focus is really how you separate yourself from the natural human being. And so by studying that with Kobe, he keeps me in that space where it's like, yeah, you did an album, so what? Yeah, they love Dirty Spirits, so
what's coming next?
Do another one. Yeah. You know, so at home, I don't, you know, I soak up the love, you know, because you want to soak the love up, but you want to utilize it the right way. You don't want to sit home like, well, I'm not niggas. Some niggas ain't fucking with me, and then you're not putting out music, because everybody is hungry in music. Yeah. Everybody is hungry. So you just got to always understand that. And I treat this shit like football. I'm never slacking. My pen is always loaded.
Wow. I love your logic. So humble, so amazing. It's something you just said, because one of my producers, and he doesn't even like me to talk about him really, like he is so humble. And that's okay. I'll say his name, G Coop. Very humble, you know, but he always talks about that, like, don't talk about the accolades with me. Like, just, he keeps it moving. Right. And I mean, he's a platinum producer, and he's just like, and now I know why, because he's so humble, you know, and he doesn't focus on what he just did. He's like, we have to still keep going. Like, I'm not gonna get excited about the Billboard or the Grammy. You gotta keep going.
It'll come a little bit later, you know, when you're a little bit older, and you know, because what happens is I'd rather use my experiences to help people. So when people like, no, you play in the league, you're an All-American, it's like, all right, cool. Yes. So then they'll say, like, you know, it's like, well, let me just tell you, like, what I did, because there's always merit behind the madness. Yes. So a lot of times, like, I watched the Jordan special, and a lot of times I just think Jordan was just perfect. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't really see the behind the scenes stuff. So when you get a chance to watch, it's like, this man really shot a lot of jump shots. Sometimes you really need to see that. You need to see what a lot of successful people are doing behind the scenes, so you don't just make up in your mind, well, I want to be like him, but you want to be like him, but are you willing to put in that work? Because there's work being put in that you're not seeing. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's real big on that.
And he talks about that. Jordan is a big one. He talks about how many losses. Like, he lost almost over 100 games before he won the first champion. So it's like, talk about the losses, you know? The process. Well, I'm not going to hold you, King. In closing, I want to say congratulations to you on the album, Dirty Spirits. I want to just congratulate you in advance on an amazing career, because, you know, I see so much. I literally partied all day to Utopia.
Right.
I was having my own party.
Get out of here. You know what it is, though? You know what it might be hitting? Because
what?
It got that old Rocky, I forget which Rocky, but it got the Rocky sample on there.
Ooh.
So you know, sometimes it be hitting that subconscious like that. Da-da-da, da-da-da.
Oh,
people's like, yo, what sample is that? And I'm like, it's that. You know, and that's kind of what we wanted to do. We wanted to create an intro and a climax to the album to really just build up what I was really trying to get across. Because people kept telling me my lyrics is too deep. Like, they're like, you go over everybody. I'm like, nah, not in the hip hop world. See, the music I've been doing, when you're trying to appease the mainstream, they don't want to listen to music like that. You know, they want to listen to the bop. Yeah. I'm not here to dance with you like that. Yeah. But I will. I'm here to listen and bop. I will throw some. I'm gonna throw some stuff in there. But you know, boom bap is like, it's the masculine man's music. Yeah. It's an alpha. It's a you know, we talking to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're coming to talk to you. You know what I mean? Come sit down with us, and we're gonna really kick that. There's no gimmicks, none of that. You know what I mean? We'll throw some creativity into that music, but it's really, you know, so that's why during this time, when people are at home, people ain't really popping bottles like that right now. People are at home thinking about life and reflecting about self. So I knew this was I believed in, I felt it in my spirit that this time was gonna come. I didn't want it to be a COVID thing.
Yeah.
But this is beautiful for any type of artist, singer, artist, and anybody who really just wants to present themselves. Yeah, super shift.
It's a true shift. And you can see it because anybody, you know, who has not been at the forefront is being pushed to the front. I mean, I don't, if someone says, I don't see that, well, you just probably can't see, because there's so many, and I remember somebody saying it around March, like, you know, when they first told everybody to start quarantining and staying home. I'll never forget, I cannot remember who said it, but he was just like, you're about to see the real kings and queens of music come out. You're about to really see
make it through.
Yeah, like
the
brace
genuine
yourself.
people who felt like life was, a lot of the genuine, that I call it the angelic ones, who were doing good deeds and staying true to people, felt like, man, being a good guy, you turn out last. But now, when it's like the last, well, it seems like it's the last days. Your spirit is the reason why. Say we ain't got no more water, right? If I knock on someone's door, I'm hoping that my spirit resonates to where they're like, oh, that's Aaqil Ali. Oh, nah, he won't try to take down from, like, he's a leader. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but when you think about someone's spirit and you look at their spirit all their life, and it gets to a certain point where now money is almost dwindling out, where it doesn't really mean as much now. So now it's going to be about your soul and where your soul is at. And that's where people going to start realizing you better change that soul.
Ooh.
Word.
I am so thankful for you tonight.
You, man. I think I think all the artists here, the people who tuned in, are all appreciative. Because, you know, this is going to be a nice, like, ball of beautiful energy for people who come on here, because, you know, you do your homework. So I think it's just beautiful to sit and create dialogue with someone who actually is interested in what you're creating and willing to create a good hour and put an hour away to allow someone to come on and be understood. Because that's basically what this does. It allows an artist like myself to be a little bit more understood in what I'm trying to do and what Lord Mob and Fly Family is trying to do.
Thank you so much. And you are definitely worthy. So I thank you. I thank everybody who was on tonight. Imperative, I see you.
Yeah,
thank
they
you
came
so
out.
much,
I love y'all. Y'all came out. Y'all
AB was another one. Just had the interview. Another profound. I mean, just individuals who are very powerful. Real large amount. I will be contacting you.
That's the guy.
Yasanova, the whole Lord Mob family.
Go, my boy. Go look. I got all the producers.
Right
Ghost
now,
Dave.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, Ghost Dave, Imperative. Like, these are all outside of what they create. It's their minds. And I think
I'm excited.
So
I'm at a loss for words. Stars, thank you so much. I'm excited to see Stars. He is so funny. I think we're gonna be just laughing, literally.
I'm telling you, he's like, I'm telling you, he has me crying. He's like, he don't even be crying. He's just, that's just him.
That's perfect. So take care and stay in touch.
For sure.
And stay safe.
I almost ended up out there, but we'll try. We're
gonna figure it out.
For sure.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Appreciate you, Queen. Thank you.
Okay. Peace. Okay.